Hello everyone. Kenneth Copeland, a prominent figure in televangelism known for his association with the prosperity gospel, has been a subject of much debate and scrutiny. This video aims to provide a comprehensive overview of his life, controversies, and the claims surrounding him, particularly focusing on his rise to fame and the subsequent revelations about his ministry. It discusses the factors that contributed to his notoriety and wealth, as well as the implications of his teachings. The narrative also hints at significant truths that emerged before his death, promising insights that challenge previous perceptions of his legacy. Overall, the content seeks to shed light on the complexities of Copeland's influence in the religious landscape. Kenneth Copeland, inspired by his experiences near a U.S. Army Air Force Airfield, pursued a career as a pilot and became a recording artist with a notable hit, Pledge of Love, which reached the Billboard Top 40 in 1957. In 1967, he enrolled at Oral Roberts University, where he served as a pilot and chauffeur for Oral Roberts. Following his attendance at Kenneth E. Hagin's pastor seminars, Copeland and his wife Gloria established Kenneth Copeland Ministries in Fort Worth, Texas, promoting the motto, "Jesus is Lord." The ministry has expanded internationally with offices in several countries and advocates prosperity theology, emphasizing that financial and physical well-being are God's will for believers, equating material success with divine favor. Kenneth Copeland's ministry emphasizes the importance of giving to God, suggesting that parishioners can expect a significant return on their investments through their contributions. Over the decades, Copeland has collaborated with other prominent ministers, notably supporting Reinhard Bonnke during his Fresh Fire Conference in 1986. Copeland prophesied that Bonnke would one day preach to 1 million people at once. Since 1967, Copeland's ministry has organized multiple conventions across the U.S., including the annual Southwest Believers Convention in Fort Worth, Texas. These events, which feature teachings from Kenneth and Gloria Copeland, are broadcast live on their website and various Christian television networks, reaching a global audience. Kenneth Copeland Ministries, KCM, has a rich history of television programming that began with the launch of The Word of Faith in 1971, followed by The Prayer Group in 1972. Over the years, KCM has evolved its offerings, replacing The Word of Faith with the daily series Believer's Voice of Victory in 1989. The ministry also produces films and has established the Believer's Voice of Victory Network, which was later renamed Victory Channel. The programming features discussions on biblical subjects, often involving members of the Copeland family and other ministers, and is broadcasted across various platforms, including Dish Network. The Believer's Voice of Victory, previously aired on the Trinity Broadcasting Network, transitioned to several national cable systems in early 2022 under a new lease with Olympusat. This change followed its cessation of broadcasting on October 2, 2020. The Victory Channel features popular programs like Flashpoint, hosted by Pastor Gene Bailey, which discusses current events and prophecy, attracting around 11,000 households. The show often includes prominent ministry leaders and notable guests, including political figures. Kenneth Copeland Ministries, based in Fort Worth, Texas, operates from a former Marine Corps Air Station site. Kenneth Copeland Ministries, KCM, operates various aircraft for domestic and international flights, including a 2007 aircraft for domestic use and a 2005 Cessna 750 Citation X for international travel. In 2018, KCM acquired a Gulfstream 5 previously owned by Tyler Perry and is restoring a 1962 Beech H-18 Twin for disaster relief. KCM also hosts the Kenneth Copeland Bible College KCBC, which is accredited and has an extension campus in British Columbia. For decades, Copeland and KCM have been vocal supporters of Israel, receiving recognition for their efforts, including a personal thank you from Israeli President Isaac Herzog in 2022 for their support of Ukrainian and Russian Jews. In 2020, Copeland was acknowledged as one of the top supporters of Israel by the Israel Allies Foundation. Mike Huckabee and other Christian leaders, including Kenneth Copeland, Greg Laurie, and John Hagee, have faced criticism for their support of Israel. Kenneth Copeland, who has been married 3 times, first to Ivy Board, then to Cynthia Davis, and finally to Gloria, with whom he has 2 children, has built a significant ministry alongside his wife. Copeland's family is actively involved in preaching, with his daughter Terry also serving at their church. Known for his substantial wealth, Copeland has been labelled the wealthiest pastor in America, boasting a considerable net worth. 2024 Southwest Believers Convention in Fort Worth, Texas, Kenneth Copeland addressed a large audience, emphasizing the importance of voting as a sacred trust. As a prominent figure in the faith movement, Copeland has garnered both support and criticism for his political involvement and teachings. His extensive body of work, including print and broadcast media, as well as international outreach, highlights his significant impact. However, Copeland's teachings have been controversial, as he is accused of distorting biblical concepts, reducing God to a human-like figure, elevating humanity to divine status, and promoting unorthodox beliefs that align with occult practices. His approach has sparked debates about the authenticity and implications of his interpretations of faith and covenant. In 1967, facing financial difficulties, Copeland chose to further his education at Oral Roberts University, where he also worked as a co-pilot for the university's crusade flights. His perspective shifted dramatically after he encountered the teachings of Kenneth E. Hagin, a key figure in the faith movement, which inspired him to dedicate a month to studying Hagin's sermons. By 1968, Copeland returned to Fort Worth, Texas, and founded an evangelistic association, leading to significant growth in their Bible studies, which evolved into large revivals attracting substantial crowds. Kenneth Copeland is recognized as a prominent figure in the faith movement, with followers and some faith teachers viewing him as a leading authority on faith theology. While not all teachers adhere strictly to his doctrines, many regard him as a central figure, with some even dubbing him the king of the faith movement. Copeland emphasizes the concept of faith as a tangible and powerful force, asserting that it operates similarly to natural laws, such as gravity, and has the ability to influence the spiritual realm. He believes that God's actions are contingent upon an individual's faith, highlighting its significance in the spiritual experience. Televangelists, particularly Kenneth Copeland, have faced significant criticism for their extravagant lifestyles, including the use of private jets, luxury cars, and opulent homes. In 2015, Copeland defended these expenditures as essential for their ministry during a broadcast with fellow televangelist Jesse Duplantis. The scrutiny intensified when Mike Huckabee, a former presidential candidate, rented facilities from Copeland's ministry for a fundraiser, leading to investigations by the Trinity Foundation and the U.S. Senate into the tax-exempt status of religious organizations. KCM, Copeland's ministry, was one of 6 investigated, and notably it did not cooperate with the inquiry or propose reforms, although the investigation did not find any wrongdoing by Copeland. Additionally, a measles outbreak in 2013, with 25 confirmed cases, was linked to the ministry's activities. Kenneth Copeland, a televangelist, controversially declared the end of the COVID-19 pandemic during a sermon on March 29, 2020, asserting that the United States was healed. He claimed to have destroyed the virus with the wind of God and encouraged his followers to continue tithing to his ministry despite their financial struggles due to the pandemic. In August 2020, his ministry hosted the Southwest Believers Conference in Fort Worth, Texas, which drew criticism for violating social gathering restrictions, although it was allowed under state exemptions for religious events. This situation highlighted the tensions between public health measures and religious freedoms during the pandemic. Kenneth Copeland Ministries, based in Texas, recently highlighted the acquisition of a Gulfstream 5 jet in a blog post, emphasizing the importance of faith and financial support from donors. Copeland expressed gratitude for the contributions, but noted that the jet requires an additional $2.5 million for upgrades, along with renovations for a new hangar and runway. He encouraged his team and supporters to remain proactive in their faith and giving, aiming for collective success. During a conversation with Guerrero, Copeland reflected on the contrasting views of wealth in ministry, acknowledging the offense some preachers feel towards financial gain in religious practices. Thanks for watching.